Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube video. Now in this video we're going to talk about why stamp duty might have a huge rise in the very near future, what that means for property investors, and some other bad news that will impact property investors as well. So make sure you stick around to the end. We've got all of that covered. While you're here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Smash that like button, guys. That really helps me. And if you haven't joined the priority list yet for the Property Accelerator, which launches next Friday, in the pinned comment or in the description is a link. Put your details in there and you'll find out all about it before everybody else. So, what's happening in the news at the moment is, look, we have a general election that has to be taken by next year, probably will be next year, 2024. And if it was to happen today, it's more than likely that Labour would win. We just saw the Conservatives get absolutely thrashed in the local elections, and that's pretty much what is expected. Labour have quite a big lead at the moment. Now, I'm not a political person, because I know when you talk about politics, people really don't like it. And I believe that if you're an investor, you make your own luck. But it's good to know what potentially is coming around. And so Labour are talking about raising stamp duty on second homes, not on new homes, because that's obviously a good thing that we get people, first-time buyers and people able to afford their first property. But investors right now, we currently pay stamp duty around 3%. Now, they're not saying what they would raise it to, but they're saying that they would raise that. And this is particularly in relation to coastal areas where there's tons of places like Cornwall, for example, where in the summer they're packed and lots of people have bought second homes there. They're renting them out on Airbnb and other such services. Then in the winter, these places are just total ghost towns. No one's there, and that really kills local communities. And this is what they're trying to save happening. So they're proposing that we would rise stamp duty above the 3%. And that might be something that happens. And so there is quite an anti-landlord stance in the Conservatives. And I think potentially that could be even worse with a Labour government. Who knows? Now, does this impact us? Yes, of course it does on new purchases. But what you've got to look at is this impacts everyone. So everyone that goes into the market, we're all going to get hit the same. So maybe prices will adjust accordingly, but it will just be the same for everyone. So any rules that impact everyone, I'm not too fussed by them. So what else are they proposing? This is a little more interesting, and it could hit you quite hard if you're running, for example, a serviced accommodation business in one of these areas. So what they're saying as well is we should put council tax on second homes to 300%. 300%. Triple the price that the local people pay. Now, is that fair? I think potentially it is fair. And again, it's going to be the same for everybody. And so anything that's the same for everybody, then I don't have a massive problem with that. Airbnb prices will adjust. People will put their rates up slightly to accommodate for that. What also could happen is certain people will leave the Airbnb market. Then you'll have more opportunity. There'll be less competition. So that could be a potential good thing for you guys as well. So all of these things, what they're looking at is making it a level playing field. Now, here's my opinion, because that's what you guys want to know, right? Is what do I think? Well, I think that there's this real anti-landlord stuff out there at the moment. It's really, really obvious that the government is really anti-landlord currently. And what I think is suddenly coming through is data that this anti-landlord stance isn't actually helping at all. Because what's happening is there's new rules, for example, things like Section 24, we've got the EPCs, we've got interest rates rising. It's making it harder for landlords than ever before. Now, what's happening due to that is landlords are leaving the market in droves. 30% of landlords have left so far. What that's now done is that's meant that there is less supply of rental stock, and that has pushed prices up. That means rents are rising at way above inflation, and it means affordability is really, really hard for a lot of people. And if the government doesn't address that and have a way that we can get more rental properties on the market, then that's going to be really difficult. Now, we could say the benefits of this are that there are more opportunities for first-time buyers. That's good, right? But the biggest problem that we've got in the UK isn't that we don't have opportunities for first-time buyers, is that we don't have enough houses. We've got lots of people coming to live in this country. We're living longer as well. And we need hundreds of thousands of houses to be built. It's around 350,000 now. And they're saying that soon, because we're not building enough, we're going to need 450,000 houses to be built every single year in the UK. Right now, we're building less or around 100,000 houses. That's the biggest problem that we've got in the UK. That's why house prices, I know, will continue to rise. Rents will continue to rise. And we will still have this crisis in 5 years or 10 years unless the government act and do something about it. There's all this talk that people put in the comments about the World Economic Forum. They're going to take all our properties and they're going to be the landlords. They don't want those types of properties that we're investing in. They want to build the skyscrapers. So build some. Right? If you want Lloyd's TSB to be the biggest landlord in the UK, then let them be the biggest landlord. Let them get some planning permission, build the properties that are needed. When you get more supply, that will drive down rents, that will drive down and make the market more steady. It will be less likely to have huge rises in property prices or crashes, the more stability and predictability we have. But until we fix that, until we get these houses built, then we're not going to have anything that can be helped. First-time buyers will continue to struggle. One way around this that they are using is banks are getting smart to this, and they're making longer-term products. So you can get 30-year mortgages, 40-year mortgages, and there's even talk I've seen now of 50-year mortgages that are coming out. So in summary, do I think stamp duty will go up under a Labour government? I think yes, it potentially could go up, and that is... I'm not massively bothered by that because everyone's in the same situation. And I think council tax for holiday lets, I think there's going to be a lot of legislation coming in on serviced accommodation. I think that's good too. Like, I think that the higher the barrier to entry to get into doing that strategy or be a serviced accommodation provider, that means less people are likely to do it. And that's good because there'll be less competition. And when there's less competition, you can make a better margin on your property. You can be more full. Rather than having 75% occupancy, you can get it up to 100% occupancy. It's way more likely that that would happen. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think Labour would make stamp duty rise? Would they think they'd rise the stamp duty? Let me know in the comments. Do like the video. Let me know what questions you've got, and we'll make some content around that as well. Often people will comment below and they'll say, hey, can you answer this? And that gives us ideas for content, and we will make those videos for you. So do put your questions in there regarding this video or any other. And do make sure you get on the priority list to join the Property Accelerator. Smash a like, smash subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff, and go and check out this video right here.